Hey, welcome back to my channel Duct Tape Mechanic and to another episode of my series Free on Facebook, a series of videos in which I repair, repurpose, or reuse things I find for free on Facebook Marketplace. In this video I got this Maytag washer that's making this awful grinding noise. So if you got a Maytag, Whirlpool, or Kenmore washer and it's making a really loud grinding noise, I'm going to show you how to repair that in this video. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more DIY and tinkering videos. Yeah, so that's the awful noise I was talking about. That's horrendous. Alright, let's go ahead and take care of this issue. Alright, let's solve this issue. The first step is to obviously unplug it and undo the water lines in the back. And then we're going to go ahead and tip it on its backside. Alright, so this is what it should look like when it's tipped on the back. Don't worry about this, this is just my hand truck. This makes it easy for me to tip it back and forth easily. Anyways, so first thing we're going to do is take off this cover right here. So you can do that using a 5/16 nut driver. With the panel removed, we're going to remove the drive belt. After removing the drive belt, I noticed there's a lot of buildup around here. It looks like there's been plastic shredding, and that makes sense because I think what's happening is the clutch assembly is either getting stuck or the gears are grinding. But to get to that, we're going to go ahead and take off this transmission pulley as well. I like to use an impact for this purpose. There we go. Whoa! And take a look at that. Some definite damage to the clutch right here. And we'll take that off next. Actually, before I can take the clutch off, I do need to loosen or take off the shifter motor, the shifter actuator. To do that, it's just these two green screws. Once the screws are off, you can just pull the shifter right off, and it should just come off just like that. And we can leave it just dangling like this for now, because I don't think we're going to replace that. Alright, so on the clutch itself, I actually see pieces of plastic. And I also noticed that the clutch is very stiff. So it's just been, it looks like the inside here is the teeth have been misaligned and they're grinding. That's why it's so stiff to push back in, because this is what essentially goes from the wash and spin cycles. So it shifts the modes of the washer. But it looks like it's just absolutely stuck. So what we'll do is go ahead and take this clutch off. We're going to push down on these tabs and twist to the left here. There we go. There, out she comes. Take a look at that. This piece of the plastic right there. The teeth have kind of been grinded down as well. So we're just going to replace that whole assembly there. And before we do that, we'll also take this off and clean this up to the best of our ability as well. Alright, next we're going to go ahead and just try to do our best to clean up the teeth of this transmission. Alright, as you can see, the teeth have been thoroughly cleaned. The next step is we're going to apply this extreme pressure grease to them. Just a little thin layer is fine. We'll go on the outer teeth as well as the inner teeth. Okay, after the grease has been applied, we're going to install a new spring. These clutch kits can be found on Amazon just for, I think they're under 25 or 35 bucks. I just happen to have some on hand, so we'll be using those. Spring goes over just like that. And then after that, we'll be installing the clutch itself. It's a 3-piece unit. It's really, you don't have to really worry about messing it up because it's only going to go in one way. So you're going to have this piece that has the teeth on the outside and on the inside. You're going to have this middle piece that shifts it, and this top cover here. And the way it works is it's going to move up and down based on the incline right here. You can almost see it. You can see it better while it's in the washer, but you can see it going up and down. Alright, we'll go ahead and apply grease to the top of the clutch as well, or to the teeth of the clutch as well. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and install this. Okay, to install this, we're going to be inserting these tabs into the wider portion of these slots and then twisting it to the right. And then the whole time you want to make sure that this part here, that's where the actuator arm goes into, remains on the right side of the machine. So we can go ahead and place them in the slots, just like so. And once they're in, you'll see that the teeth inside are matched up, and then we'll twist to the right until we hear a click. My hand's a little bit greasy, so okay, but there we go. That's a nice click sound all the way to the right. I'm going to show you what that looks like. That plastic tab there should be flush to the right. So we started it by inserting it here, and we twisted it all the way till it got flush there, and that's when it'll click in. And that's what it looks like. And as you can see, it's going to shift a lot smoother than it was in the past. Look at that. Alright, actually I always forget about this, but before we can put the transmission pulley back on, we do need to put the shifter arm back in, or the shifter actuator back in. And to do that, this shifter arm is going to go into the hole of this transmission here, this whole plastic hole part here. Push this down, and then this tab will go into this hole here as well. There we go. And then we'll just put it back in using the 2 green screws. Alright, so here's the transmission pulley, and we'll also be using some high pressure grease on the teeth of the pulley as well. And since we already have some grease on the inside of the transmission teeth, we won't really worry about putting them in here too far. And we'll go ahead and grease this up and slap it on. Alright, so we got the transmission pulley all greased up, and we're going to go ahead and install it. So to install it, just put the side with the teeth on the inside here, and it'll align with the teeth of the transmission. And just slide right in like that, and then after that we'll go ahead and put the nut back on there. And if you don't feel comfortable with an impact, you can just use a ratchet and socket to tighten it down. So for now I'm just going to give it a couple of hits with the impact, and that should do the trick. Alright, so this might be a good time to replace the belt, but this one here is really good. No cracks or anything like that, so we'll just go ahead and reuse it. Alright, next I'll hook it up to my test station and run a test load and see if that grinding noise is gone. Alright, so we're back at my test station and I've put a load of laundry in there, and as you can probably hear, it sounds wonderful. And it's purring like a kitten. It's already progressed to the wash stage, and so far so good. I've also bypassed the lid switch so I can take a look at inside. As you can see, it's working as it should. This just goes to show that all grinding noises from a washer aren't the transmission going bad, and I'm guilty of assuming that sometimes too, but just a little bit of extra digging can show that it's a actual relatively easy part to replace and an inexpensive part to replace. Anyways, if this video helps you get rid of that grinding noise in your washer, make sure you give it a thumbs up and stay tuned for more videos.